From pretending to be a boy to get into boxing tournaments, to losing out on her perfect win sheet, but still coming out on top, here's the real reason why Katie Taylor is inspiring young fighters today. Katie Taylor's been making headlines for the last couple of years, and the boxing world's been going crazy about her. She's used her fame to inspire the younger generation of female fighters and has come out to be a trailblazer. The fighter was just 10 years old when she entered the ring, and she was the only girl in the arena as far as the eye could see. Ever since then, our Bray Bomber started training with the boys and pretending to just be one of them, and entered all-female youth tournaments just so the boxing world would take her seriously. In an interview with DAZN in 2022 on the International Day of the Girl, KT talks about how jealous she felt of all the guys she trained with, who all went off to compete and come back with like a truckload of medals while all she could do was sit there and watch. Because here's the thing, there was just no competitions for girls to fight in. Well, all that's changed now, and it's thanks to fighters like Bray Bomber that there's so many opportunities for young girls who are into boxing. I mean, she's had quite the impact. Ever since she took the WBA title in 2017, female participation in boxing has gone up 88% in England. The fight between her and Jessica McCaskill was highly televised, and so many kids tuned in to watch their favorite fighters. And I guess they felt inspired enough to take up the sport after watching KT grand slam her way to the title. That's not all Katie's done to inspire young fighters, though. She's been a part of so many revolutionary moments in female boxing history. I guess you could say that she's making her story. Okay, sorry. Back in 2022, New York's It Place, Madison Square Garden, hosted its first ever female boxing match. And it was broadcast live to millions all over the world. Well, guess who was front and center in that match? None other than Katie Taylor. She went up against Amanda Serrano for an iconic battle and won by split decision, defending her WBA title. This was a huge moment for women in sports, considering how the competition was even structured. The match was actually fought in 12 3-minute rounds, which is the standard for when it comes to men's boxing, rather than the usual 10 2-minute rounds, and boy did both fighters rise to the occasion. Not only that, but what a huge deal for all of Ireland, Katie's home country. Katie Taylor, Conor McGregor, Ireland really knows how to produce some good fighters, doesn't it? The Bomber from Bray risking it all at an iconic American stadium, taking herself freaking global. The broadcast's estimated audience literally hit at least 1.5 million global viewers. Sports Illustrated even dubbed it the Fight of the Year, and The Ring called it the Event of the Year. What a moment for Irish fighters and female Irish fighters at that. It's not just about what she's done, though. It's important for fighters to be a bit vocal about these larger issues like gender equality in sports. And Katie's definitely done her part. On the International Day of the Girl, she put out a video encouraging girls in boxing to really follow their passions. She told them they could win medals if they wanted to, and that they could become champions if they put their minds to it. The secret to her own success was apparently her drive to pursue her own dreams. She said when she set her mind to it, nobody was going to get in the way of her pursuing what she loved doing, boxing. And boy, did the fans go nuts for her message. One fan posted online that the boxer was nothing but class, that she was a true role model who commanded the respect of thousands through her actions. Another called her the GOAT and pointed out that Katie was still so humble in the face of all that fame. The Bray Bomber herself has said that she's super honored to have these opportunities to inspire the next generation of girls, to pursue greatness in any sport, and that she loves the platform her achievements have given her. Let's talk about her own greatness in boxing for a bit, though. The Bray-born boxer started out her amateur boxing career at 15 years, fighting in Ireland's first official sanctioned all-female boxing tournament. Taylor's been a revolutionary from the word go. After that, she rose through the ranks and entered the public eye around 2009 when she beat Pan American champion Carolyn Berry at the Dublin O2 Arena. She's also had such a streak going at AIBA Women's World Boxing Championships, showing up every year to defend the title she first won in 2006, becoming Ireland's first ever world champion. The 2010 AIBA tournament was actually where the legendary Katie managed to snag her 100th career win. Then comes 2012 and her first time entering the Olympics, and surprise, surprise, this was also the first year that women's boxing had been added to the Olympic roster. On August 9, 2012, in a sweeping win for Ireland, Katie the Bomber Taylor secured herself a gold medal and became the first ever Olympic lightweight champion. Phew, is there anything this woman hasn't done? The list doesn't end here. She also won the lightweight championship title in the European Games of 2015 that happened in Azerbaijan. She might have lost out on the 2016 Summer Olympics, but that doesn't mean she didn't keep her win streak going. At the AIBA tourneys, despite the Olympic defeat, and beat Victoria Torres. And all this was just her amateur career. Moving on to her professional career that started in 2016, Taylor has a spotless record of 22 wins out of 23 games. She won her first world title in the same year as her debut when she went up against Anahi Sanchez at Cardiff and won by a unanimous decision. Her fight with Jessica McCaskill was where it could have gotten a little scary for Taylor, considering Jessica was the undisputed welterweight champ. But it was no sweat for our world tournament champion, and she ended up drawing a big O all over Jessica's perfect record. After her bout with Vellante in 2019, Katie Taylor had 3 belts to her name and thought it was high time to challenge a longtime rival, Delphine Persoon. In a post-fight interview, she said she'd been hearing that name a lot and it was time to take the fight. It was a tough match, but at the end of it, Taylor was crowned the first female lightweight champion, beating the previously undisputed Persoon. Sure, they had another match in 2020. I mean, what's a lightweight champion if she can't defend her title? But once again, the undefeated Taylor came out on top and beat Delphine by unanimous decision. Taylor versus Serrano was another one for the history books, being the first female boxing match to happen in MSG. On 30th April 2022, the two went head-to-head on live television to an audience of over 1 million people. And Taylor came out victorious by a split decision despite taking a nasty injury in the process. After that, it's been smooth sailing, mostly with her fight against the undefeated Argentine boxer Karen Carabajal, which she won in October 2022. But her most recent matches haven't really lived up to the standards she's set for herself. Katie had meant to go up against Serrano again and defend her title for the 8th time, but Amanda had suffered an injury, so she backed out. And instead, Katie decided to challenge Chantel Cameron from the super lightweight class to fight on May 20th, 2023. Here, our Bray Bomber may have bitten off way more than she could chew, considering she lost by majority decision. It was a good fight, but it ultimately cost her her spotless win streak. All because she wanted 2 titles instead of 1. Well, you know what they say about greed? What makes this hurt more is that this was the boxing star's first match in her homeland since she'd gone global. And for this to also be the first match she'd ever lost, it must have really stung. Her next fight is unannounced as of June 2023, but we know she wants to go up against Chantel again to avenge her win streak. She could also go the route of rematching with Serrano once she's out of rehab for her injury, and that'd be an equally interesting fight for fans to tune into. It was a victory, but a narrow one when they'd last gone head-to-head at MSG, so this one is also sure to be a nail-biter. Despite these small setbacks though, Katie remains the first ever pound-for-pound lightweight female boxing champion in the world. Well, there you have it. From losing out on her perfect win sheet, but still coming out on top, to pretending to be a boy to get into boxing tournaments, this was the real reason why Katie Taylor is inspiring young fighters today.